Okay, so I've got a bit of a tradition at Brand X Reviews of doing reviews of the Marvel Cinematic Universe home video releases. Usually I do these the day of release. I did this a few days ago for Guardians of the Galaxy 2, which got released on 4K UHD. And you can check that out on the channel, obviously. But coming in America in mid-October and then in the UK on November the 20th, we have the next film in the MCU, which is Spider-Man Homecoming. And this is getting released on standard Blu-ray, standard DVD, and 4K UHD. And there's also a 3D version as well. So there's going to be a few options for owning this thing. I'll be going for the 4K UHD version myself. Really great format. Like I say, you can see my Guardians of the Galaxy 2 review for how impressed I was with that. Now hopefully Spider-Man Homecoming will deliver this as well. Now here I'm going to be talking about the announcement of the extra features that we've had. Now from what I understand, this is the American version, but I'm pretty sure that the British one will be the same. I know a lot of my viewers like myself are in the UK, so I guess it's applicable to everybody here. Not that it really matters, to be honest, because you can import these, and the great thing about the 4K UHD films at the moment is they seem to be region free. There is no region coding from what I understand, not in a typical sense anyway, so it makes it a lot easier to get these. I'll be waiting for the British version because I'll be wanting to get the extra features, which will be on the standard Blu-ray, supplemental to that, which will be region locked. So I'm going to have to wait for the British version myself. So anyway, I've kind of rambled on. Let's talk about the specifics of this, the extra features. So I'll just read a list off here now. This is a list of how these things are named, so I'll describe what they are because it's hard to tell from the list. There's a thing called the Spidey Study Guide, which I've had kind of vaguely described as some kind of video track with pop-up facts or something like that, so okay, whatever. I'm sure it'll be interesting. There's going to be 10 deleted scenes, so we will see how that plays out. There's going to be a gag reel, which is very standard with these films. I'm not a big fan of gag reels, but there you go. There are 7 featurettes, and I've sort of got some information on what each one is. So featurette number 1 is called A Tangled Web, and from what I understand, that is the producers talking about the MCU and getting Spider-Man, the character, into the MCU. So it'll be a bit of a retrospective, and to be honest, this to me sounds like one of the more interesting of the these 7 featurettes that they're doing. So I'm looking forward to seeing that, to be honest. I mean, I already know the basics of it, but it'll be quite nice to have this laid out on a video. The next featurette is called Searching for Spider-Man. That's to do with the casting of Tom Holland and the kind of backstory behind that. The third featurette is called Spidey Stunts, obviously to do with the stunts. The fourth featurette is interesting as well. It's called Aftermath, and from what I understand, it's got Kevin Feige and somebody else talking about the fictional story, filling in the gap between the aftermath of the Avengers Assemble, the incident in New York, and then where everything kind of leads up to with Spider-Man Homecoming, because if you've seen the film, there's a massive connection between the kind of tidying up operation of the Battle of New York and how that then leads 8 years later into the events of Spider-Man Homecoming. The timeline is getting to be a little bit weird, to be honest, because 8 years between that. There's been a lot of kind of discussion about how that works, because Avengers Assemble was in 2012, so 8 years after that would be 2020, so is that when Spider-Man Homecoming is set? It's very confusing. The next featurette is called The Vulture Takes Flight, and that's just about the Michael Keaton character. I don't know much more beyond that. The sixth featurette is called John Watts, Head of the Class, and that's the director of the film, so something about him and basically his vision. And the seventh and last featurette is called Pros and Cons of Spider-Man, and that is actor Tom Holland talking with one of his co-stars about the kind of, I don't know, about the practicalities of being a superhero or something. Apparently it's supposed to be quite a humorous thing with them talking about it, so I'm looking forward to seeing that as well. Now there's an extra feature called Rapping with Captain America's PSAs. So that public service announcements that Captain America did on the videos that you saw in the school in Spider-Man Homecoming. Apparently there's 4 of those, so that should be quite interesting. It was quite good to see Chris Evans in this film as Captain America, because we haven't had a year go by where Chris Evans hasn't appeared in an MCU film ever since 2011. Every year, one way or the other, he's had an appearance in an MCU film. You can't say that about any other main, like, Avengers character. Well, any other character maybe other than Stan Lee's cameos. So Chris Evans is kind of slowly becoming the new Stan Lee, it seems. But anyway, sidetrack there. So we're running out of extra features now anyway. There's a photo gallery, and from what I understand, that's it. Now, those are all extra features that just come with the Blu-ray, so if you get this in 4K on the Ultra HD package, you'll get that Blu-ray disc with those extra features as well. I'm assuming that tends to always be the case with buying these 4K films, whether it's the MCU or not. Now, the 4K bonus materials specifically do seem to be exactly the same, although it's got the Spidey study guide and the photo gallery on the 4K disc as well, apparently. But that doesn't really matter because you get them on the supplemental Blu-ray disc as well. So we will see anyway how this works out for the UK version and how good these things are once they get laid out. I'll be doing a full review of this in a couple of months' time when it gets released in the UK, and I'll be talking about, you know, what I like and what I don't like about it, that kind of thing. But for now, that's your list of extra features from what I understand. I don't think I've missed anything, so it's going to be quite interesting. I liked this film. I know a couple of my friends actively went out of the way to say they disliked this film. There is going to be a box set, a legacy collection with all 5 Spider-Man movies. Sorry, all 6. Oh no, it's all 5, I think it is. It's got the Amazing Spider-Man movies, which are 2 of them, and then there's the other 3, the Sam Raimi trilogy. There's a box set coming out as well in 4K as well in the near future, so we'll see how it all gets kind of packaged together and which ones are worth getting individually or in the box sets, that kind of thing. We'll have a look at that as and when, but for now, this is Spider-Man Homecoming. These are the extras, and I've kind of rambled a bit, so I'll just leave it there and say thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.